So here we are. This is week 6, and let's go ahead and do this AFC South breakdown. We'll do the predictions of what I think the games are going to be. I didn't do the graphics. I'm still coming off a cold. I've been really busy lately, but make it time to try to get this video out tonight. So let's go ahead and start this off. The AFC South is, I guess it's what people predicted. It's much weaker than what was first originally thought by myself. You look, it's a three-way tie with the Titans at the top at 2-0, and then you've got the Colts who are 1-5, so they're bringing up the rear pretty hardcore. So just a few thoughts. These teams just can't seem to get out of each other's way. They beat good teams, they lose to teams they shouldn't. They get blown out. It's just I think it has a tribute to the NFL, the parody of the NFL right now. So, it makes it exciting. I still have yet to, after that embarrassing loss to the Ravens, I still have yet to be able to watch football. Thank goodness for the NBA, because I can't bring myself to watch football right now because of how horrible that game was. Looking at you, Matt LaFleur. Show me something here, all right? So let's go and we'll do these in somewhat of an order, or at least how they're listed on the schedule. So the Titans play the Chargers in London. It's actually the Chargers home game, not the Titans, so that's actually nice to know. And it's at 9:30 in the morning on Sunday. I don't see any way. I obviously hope for the Titans to win, but I personally just don't see any way for them to come out with this win. The Chargers have scored 3 touchdowns every week so far. It's like clockwork. They are consistently scoring upper 20s and above. The Titans cannot keep up with that. I just really don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to play a little bit better, but no, I think they're going to score 20 points. But I also think the Chargers are going to score 35. I think it's going to be 35-20. And I know it pains me. I'm going to be rooting for them. Believe me, I want them to win. If they can keep winning, they control their fate right now. If they win, hypothetically, if they win out and every other team in the AFC wins out, they still get it. But, I got no faith in the offense. The defense has to show up. I know, everyone's saying, the scoring defense isn't that bad, but the Ravens really let up on them. They really could have scored. They marched down the field and did whatever they wanted. There was no worry. So I really hope it turns around, but I do think the Titans are going to lose this one 35-20. I think it's going to be that bad. The Chargers have just consistently just put up numbers, and I don't know. I don't think the Titans can match it. I really hope I'm wrong, so don't hammer me that I'm not a fan. I'm going to be rooting for them hands down. Do I think there's a possibility they win? Absolutely, I think there's a possibility they win. But I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. So I'm gonna that's gonna be my prediction for that. So the next game is the Bills. I think it's the Bills at Indiana. So I personally don't think that Andrew Luck's gonna lose to the Bills. I think they can put up points. The Bills really can't put up points, and that's how the Bills beat the Titans. Is the Titans can't put up points for some reason all of a sudden. So I think that the Colts are going to take this. Oh, sorry. Let me go ahead and bring this up. I think the Colts are going to take this one 28-17. I don't think that the Bills can score more than 25 points. I don't know if they've done it this year. If they have, it's been because of defensive touchdowns, etc. I just don't think their offense can score more than a couple touchdowns a game. I don't think they're capable of it yet. They might in the future. They do have some hope because, the Colts are completely injury-ridden. They might be able to get Shady going. LaShawn McCoy might be able to have a big day, but until that happens, I think the Colts are going to take this 28-17. So I'll give the Colts the W there. So then we go to Jacksonville, Houston, in Jacksonville. Both of these teams, they're so hot and cold. The Jaguars got exposed last week pretty badly. Everyone touted their defense was so great, and then that happened. Jalen Ramsey, you talk so much, and then when Finally, you get exposed. There's no smirk on your face. You're not running your mouth the way you should. You guys are on a 2-game losing streak. What gives? Like, I like it when, what's the saying? You got to be a dog when you're on the top. You got to be a dog when you're on the bottom. Like, if you're arrogant, own it. Don't sit there and tuck your tail between your legs and walk away. Show me the arrogance. But whatever, they took a big slice of humble pie when they went in there. I fully expect them to rebound. I think that they can. I really think that they're going to try to get this offense doing some better things. They just traded for Carlos Hyde. I'd be very surprised to see how effective he could really be in such a limited time. But I personally think the Jaguars are going to take this one, and I do think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. So that obviously means that the Texans are going to take the loss. I do think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I don't think it's going to be much more than, I don't know, probably I'm going to say like 24-20 Jacksonville. And I think one of those touchdowns is going to be a defensive touchdown, a pick six, or a fumble recovery for a touchdown, or something like that. I just personally do not think that. I don't think that the Texans are going to be capable to protect Deshaun Watson. The front seven of the Jags, I think, is just going to rip through the bad offensive line of the Texans. So, on other notes, like I said, I'm still kind of disgusted with Tennessee. I would like to kind of call out the Titans fan base. People are entitled to have their own opinions. If you want to rip on your team, you can rip on your team. It doesn't make you any less of a fan. It just means you're passionate. Everyone wants their team to win. So when it doesn't win, they get angry. There's a big conversation brewing of like Mariota. Like, some Titans fans don't like him. Some Titans fans do. I personally think he can do the job. I just don't think he's being put in a position to be successful. But that's my opinion. There's no reason to attack each other's fans. We're a small enough fan base as it is, where if you're making enemies with inside the fan base, like, come on. Like, we're already having a hard enough time, like, really getting cohesion. Let's be honest, the media rips on us enough to just stop the inner. If the guy doesn't think Mariota's the future, then so be it. Have Mariota prove him wrong. If somebody thinks he is and he isn't, then let's just see how the season can play out. I can tell you this right now. He's going to be the quarterback through the end of the season. They're not going to make a mid-season trade. They're not going to make a mid-season trade to bring in a quarterback. It's not going to happen. He's going to finish out the season. But I really think that how he finishes out this season will depend on if we do re-sign him. If we don't draft a quarterback next year. I think that'll be a huge telling factor. As I've stated before, I like him. I think he can do the job. He's had no consistency in coaching. Very difficult when he's getting introduced to new schemes every time. They're not playing to his strengths with hurry up or any sort of running athletic plays. They are just really putting him in a position to not succeed. And like I said, I can't fault John Robinson. John Robinson didn't draft Mariota. I don't know if he really likes him or not. I've never got a feeling from him that he was overwhelmingly happy that he was his quarterback. And Vrabel clearly didn't draft him. LaFleur didn't draft him. He is nobody's guy. It's not, like I said, like everyone sits there and talks about how like there's a coaching carousel, like Ken Wisenhunt, prime factor. He was our head coach a few years ago. Now he's back to being offensive coordinator of the Chargers. Before that, he was the offensive coordinator of the Chargers. Before that, he was the head coach of the Cardinals. They recycle the coaching, but the coaching also likes certain guys. I don't know how long Charlie Whitehurst had a job in the NFL strictly because of Wisenhunt. He loved Charlie Whitehurst. I don't know why. And then he drafted Mettenberger. So then when he got fired and he went to San Diego, where did Mettenberger go? He went to San Diego. They make those things. So for somebody to say like that doesn't happen, that absolutely does happen. It happens all the time. So, like I said, for that to say, I say he's not their guy, that does mean something. When you pick a guy and you try to select and make sure that they do well, like you have personal stakeholder in that. Rustin Weber was the guy that drafted Mariota, not John Robinson. So this is a huge thing going forward right now, because I think that does have something to say with it. If John Robinson did select Mariota, I think it'd be a lot more urgency. I think that he would be putting a lot more pressure on the coaching staff. I don't really know if he is or he isn't. They're very soft-spoken because the Tennessee Titans are not really asking those kind of questions. But I can tell you this, I mean, they're coming under fire. You went from Mike Vrabel to being coach of the year to Mike Vrabel doesn't know what he's doing in 3 weeks. 2 weeks, rather. So, well, all right, guys. So hit that follow, sub button. Do what you got to do. I'll be rooting for the Titans, obviously. I know that I predicted them to lose, but nothing would make me happier than to see them win. Like I said, when they lose, it makes me angry, and they're gonna play first thing in the morning, and they could lose and ruin my day, just like that. So hit the follow, sub, like button. Keep me posting content. Hopefully, I'll get back to doing this more consistently. Like I said, I've been sick. I'm just starting to feel better. And tighten up, guys.